Digital Forensics and Cybersecurity by Cameron Richardson, attending Old Dominion University. This project looks at literature that is already in place, analyzing this concept, and highlights some of the challenges that are faced by those analyzing these forensics. Among these challenges are anti-detection tactics used by criminals, the effects of encryption, and the huge volume of data investigators have to go through. It also points out the strides that have been made, including but not limited to advancements in forensic tools and breakthrough connections between artificial intelligence and machine learning. By delving into previous case studies, this research project puts into light the pivotal role played by digital forensics in responding to cyber threats and the impacts on organizations trying to improve their digital security. Digital forensics and early history. Digital forensics encompasses the process in which data is collected and organized for an investigation. It came into existence towards the end of the 20th century due to the increase in cybercrimes. It also became more prevalent in the 1990s when the internet actually populated. Digital forensics came as a response to the influx of users joining the internet and becoming frequent visitors of the World Wide Web. Initial crimes included simple, less complex crimes such as data theft, mostly in terms of physical hardware utilizing floppy disk and hard drives. This would later open the door for the creation of organized defense groups such as NIST, ISFCE, and ADFSL. Core concepts. Identification. Identification includes determining the source of digital evidence and sorting the estimated scope of investigation. Investigators are expected to find relevant devices connected to the crime. Collection. In this stage, experts pinpoint and gather digital evidence, ensuring that the integrity is maintained throughout the entire investigation. In the analysis portion, investigators work to decipher information in hopes of gathering leads. And then lastly, the presentation stage. The presentation stage, investigators showcase the results of their investigation, providing as many relevant details as possible, normally giving a step-by-step recap of all their work put into and the fruits of their research, which should be conducted in a clear and concise manner. Source selection and criteria. When it comes to criteria, sources are chosen based on how relevant they are to the topic of digital forensics and cybersecurity, the credibility of the publication sites, and whether or not they are peer-reviewed. Government projects and information from major think tanks are also utilized in this project. When it comes to academic journals, all of the academic journals are peer-reviewed from articles that specifically deal with cybersecurity, digital forensics, as well as information systems. They are prioritized and form the bulk of sources used in the project. Taking a look at government reports, these are simply reports from various government agencies, such as the National Institute of Standards and Technology, otherwise known as NIST. These provide insights into the standards and regulations in America and across the world when it comes to regulating digital forensics. Blogs, news articles, and other unofficial sources of information only assist in providing a different point of view, but should not make the court. Challenges in digital forensics. One of the biggest challenges is the fact that the landscape of digital anti-forensic techniques is so dynamic. This includes the crimes and the bad actors that are actually committing these crimes. They are able to do this with the rapid advancement of cybercrimes and resources available to the bad actors. Data encryption, obfuscation, and the deliberate destruction of evidence are just a small number of the lengths criminals will go to cover their tracks. There are also multiple laws and regulations in place that dictate the scope of investigation experts are allowed to go when analyzing these cyber crimes utilizing the digital forensics. Sometimes this can work in the favor of the bad actors as it provides a buffer for their attacks and attempt to steal and manipulate data that is otherwise restricted for them. Advancements in digital forensics. Advancements in digital forensics have taken place largely because of the changing realm of cybercrimes. Currently, the strongest technological defenses are activated worldwide. This is in response to the cybercrimes that are being committed. Bad actors are far past the normal password stealing crimes with the joking matter of sending emails to coworkers and other friends. Currently, artificial intelligence and machine learning are being further implemented into digital investigations. Unfortunately, cyber criminals are advancing just as fast as the technology being used to defend against them. Artificial intelligence and machine learning have been largely impactful in digital forensics, vastly cutting down the work needed to conduct said investigations. Impacts of cybercrimes. Cybercrimes are becoming more and more complex as cybercriminals and bad actors have more access than ever to a multitude of information regarding bad acting. This advancement in bad acting has resulted in data loss, document leaking, large-scale money heists, and other examples of damages in reputation. When it comes to data losses, sometimes they can be as simple as a few files that are lost, but also can be as complex as an entire database of information being destroyed, manipulated, or otherwise used for ill intent. When it comes to document leaking, this is normally the exposure of potential sensitive or personal documents, usually for financial gain or to purely cause chaos for an individual or organization. Sometimes this can be a result of companies utilizing these efforts to gain a competitive edge. Large-scale money heists. An example of this was in 2024 when approximately $14.2 million was seized from an Alberta-based bank in Canada. The money was allegedly transferred to a 24-year-old man's bank account without his knowledge. This is an example of third-party threat acting. Damages and reputation. These attacks are a little more tricky simply because there are several factors to consider when determining motive. Ethical considerations of digital forensics. There is a thin line between right and wrong when dealing with cybercrimes. Often, investigators are handling sensitive data and/or crimes that must be handled with proper care, especially in investigations where someone may be a victim of digital extortion or data leaking. Data must be collected with practices that remain in compliance with local and federal laws and fail to violate users' rights and freedoms. Never should sensitive information be mishandled to expedite an investigation. Only authorized users should be maintaining the evidence and data intake from cybercrimes. and the data should definitely be collected with practices that don't violate the rights and freedoms of others illegally. Digital forensics and cybersecurity is a critical discipline that focuses on identification, preservation, analysis, and presentation of digital evidence to investigate cyber incidents. It plays a vital role in understanding and mitigating cyber threats, supporting legal cases, and improving security measures. The future of digital forensics is poised to evolve significantly as technology continues to advance, driven by the increasing complexity of cybercrimes, the proliferation of digital devices, and the rise of emerging technologies.